رسول الله يا علي. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. رحم الله من يقرأ الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والحمد لله رب العالمين. والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. صلى الله عليك يا مولانا يا أبا عبد الله. صلى الله عليك يا ابن رسول الله. صلى الله عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين. صلى الله عليك يا ابن فاطمة المظلومة. ما خاب من تمسك بكم وأمن من لجأ إليكم. يا ليتنا كنا معكم سادتي فنفوز والله فوزا عظيما. قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتابه الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وتمت كلمة ربك صدقا وعدلا لا مبدل لكلماته وهو السميع العليم. آمنا بالله صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوات. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. For the love of Abba Abdullah Husayn, with the loudest of our voices, صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. And for the love of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen, صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد. And for the love of Imam صاحب العصر والزمان, روحي وأرواح العالمين لتراب مقدمك الفداء, صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. صل على محمد. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. Inshallah, request if brothers and sisters, brothers can come forward, it will be highly appreciated. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. صل على محمد. Once again, we thank Allah Azza wa Jal for giving us this moment and this opportunity. Tonight being the last night of our series of lectures on a theme going back to the basics. And as I mentioned this afternoon in my second Jummah khutbah, remembering about Abdullah and his beloved household and companions should not end with the Ziyaratul Majlis. This is the beginning of lamentation. Because looking at the situation of Sayyida Zainab and the situation of Bibi Sakina, We cannot close the chapter and say, after the 12th night, the majalis are over. This is the time when we have to really demonstrate our love for the household of our beloved prophets and to affiliate ourselves with those values that were taught and established by our beloved Imam. The ayah I've just quoted, Mu'mineen and Mu'minat, is Surah Al-An'am, verse 115. If you look at this ayah, Allah is telling us, وَتَمَّتْ كَلِمَةُ رَبِّكَ صِدْقًا وَعَدْلًا لَا مُبَدِّلَ لِكَلِمَاتِهِ وَهُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ. He said, تَمَّتْ كَلِمَةُ رَبِّكَ. He said, the words of your Lord is perfected and completed in fairness and in truth. And there will be no changes in terms of his perfection. And Allah is Sami and Allah is Ali. An'am 150. Now, departing from this ayah, my topic of tonight, which is the last night of my lectures, is to look at the relationship between the movement of Abu Abdullah and the movement of our beloved 12th Imam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa Muhammad. Because you see, brothers and sisters, the movement of Abu Abdullah will remain incomplete without the movement of Imam Husayn. 72 companions knew the Imam of their time. Do I and you know the Imam of our time? So hence it's important in Muharram and in Safar, we have a lot of these discussions on the movement of our 12th Imam. Because we are often reminded by that famous tradition, which all of us know, and if not all, majority. Man mata walam ya'rif imama zamanihi mata mitatan. Whoever dies and departs from this world without having the recognition of the Imam of his or her time, his death will be regarded as the death of 72 knew their Imam. Do you know your Imam? Your Imam is alive. He's not Shaheed. Do you know him? How many times do you remember him in your life? Maybe we miss our children more than the way we miss Imam Husayn. Do you know him? He's your Imam. Yes, all the 12 are our Imams, but our Imam is Abu Salih al-Mahdi. So therefore, my examination of tonight is very brief and simple and straightforward. It will be of 2 stages only. First stage, I want to look at this ayah, which I've just quoted. And then the second stage, I will focus on the relationship between the movement of Imam Husayn and the movement of our beloved. And inshallah, we'll try to explore through Quran and the traditions of Ahl al-Bayt. Surah Al-An'am 150. The key word in that ayah is Kalima. Kalima means words, literally. That's the key word. And of course, there are so many verses in Quran where Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala used the word Kalima. Word. Question. What is the meaning of word in Quran? So I can't leave out this, pay attention to understand it. Then you can explore on your own when you have time. What is the meaning of a kalima in Quran? Mu'mineen and mu'minat. Kalima in Quran is of two meanings, or two commentaries, or two interpretations. The first meaning of a kalima in Quran is Qawlu Sadiq. True word, true teaching. And we have verses of Quran where Allah used the word kalima and it refers to a true teaching. Example, you go Surah to Yunus, verse 96, and you join it with Surah to Sad, verse 85. Because Surah to Sad 85 explains Surah to Yunus 96. Otherwise, you will not understand it. Because the best form of tafsir is Quran by Quran, isn't it? So this Surah to Yunus, Allah said, Hakkata alayhim kalimatu rabbik. If you go through the ayah, Hakkata alayhim kalimatu rabbik. Yunus 96. He said that the word of your Lord occurred on them, descended on them, happened to them. Here, meaning Allah's promise of punishment. Where do we get that? That word here is referring to Allah's promise of punishment. Surah Sad, verse 85. لَأَمْلَأَنَّ جَهَنَّمَ مِنْكَ وَمِمَّنْ تَبِعَكَ مِنْهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. Said, I will fill Jahannam. Is Allah referring to Iblis? With people like you and those who follow your footsteps. So the first meaning of a kalima in Quran is meaning Qawlu Sadiq. It's like you talk to someone and someone finds what you are telling is true. This qawl is mean kalima. The second meaning of a kalima in Quran meaning al-wujud, existence, which indicates to the awareness of Allah. Al-wujud alladhi yakunu madharan lillah. Every existence or every living thing that indicates to Allah, Quran refers to it as a kalima. Not everything indicates to Allah, but to people of spirituality, everything indicates to Allah, isn't it? And that's the teaching of Quran. So whatever lead you to Allah, immediately you come in contact with it, it is referred to it by Quran as kalima. Where do you get example? Look at Isa, son of Mary. Allah used the word kalima referring to Isa. Ya Maryam, inna Allah yubashiruki bi kalimatin. Oh Mary, Allah is giving you glad tidings with the word of a kalima. Kalima here referring to Isa. Why Isa kalima? Because the birth of Isa should indicate to the oneness of Allah. That's why Allah, Christians, they call Isa the Word. In the beginning, the Word was there, and the Word was me. Genesis, first Genesis, read Bible. First Genesis, in the beginning, the Word was there, and the Word was, although we differ from the interpretation, but I'm trying to say, when Isa is referred to as word kalima, it simply means when I examine Isa, I find nothing but Allah. Another ayah, Adam. What does Allah say to Adam? فَتَلَكَّى آدَمُ مِنْ رَبِّهِ كَلِمَاتٍ فَتَابَ عَلَيْهِ. So then Allah inspired Adam with kalimat. Kalimat is the plural of a kalima, with words. And when Adam pronounced those words, Allah forgave Adam. What were the words? When we mention this, this is not Shia. This is from Sunni books. Wallah. When they dissect this ayah, they said the kalima which Adam recited, Adam saw it written on the arsh. Ya Hamidu bihaqqi Muhammad. Ya Ali bihaqqi Ali. Ya Fatir as-samawati wal ardi bihaqqi Fatima. Ya Muqsin bihaqqi al-Hasan wal Husayn wa minka al-Ihsan. Kalima. So when Allah said in Quran, فَتَلَقَّى آدَمُ مِنْ رَبِّهِ كَلِمَاتٍ فَتَابَ عَلَيْهِ, that Adam was inspired by words. Yes, There are some interpretations that the word is La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minadh dhalimin. But most of the interpretations, sunnatan wa shi'atan, they say, La, these were the names of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad. When he mentioned those names, then Allah forgave Adam. So therefore, my point here is that the kalima, it means anything that will indicate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is why Allah, even when he talks about the entire existence, be it the sun, be it the moon, be it rain, be it day, be it night, Allah in Quran refers to all these as kalima. Because as a true believer, as a man of spirituality, who is bothered about the cleansing of his heart, whatever you see should indicate you to Allah. That is why Mawlai Kainat mentioned, Ala wa fi kulli shay'in aya tadullu ala annahu mawjud. Imam Amir said, in each and everything, he said, oh, stop sleeping. You are too much in the flesh. If you will stop sleeping, wallahi, this Imam Ali, you will see Allah in everything. And Imam Ali used ayah of Quran to it. أَوَلَمْ يَكْفِ بِرَبِّكَ أَنَّهُ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ شَهِيدٌ. When Allah said in Quran, سَنُرِيهِمْ آيَاتِنَا فِي الْآفَاقِ, we will show them ourselves in the universe. And we will show them ourselves in themselves until it transpires to them Allah is haq. Then at the end of the ayah, Allah said, isn't it enough that I'm apparent in everything? So my point here is the kalima. Kalima, it could mean true word, or it could mean anything that indicates to Allah. That is why, if you are somebody who is well versed with most of the ziyarat of Ahl al-Bayt, there is one ziyarah where we said, Assalamu ala kalimatillahi ta'amah. Salam on the complete and perfect words of Allah. Words of Allah referring to Ali, because when I look at Ali, I see nothing but I take me to Allah. When I look at Fatima, I see nothing but she lead me to Allah. When I look at Ali, when I examine the movement of Aba Abdullah, it leads me to nothing but to Allah. Because Aba Abdullah, at that 11th hour, that 11th moment, when all were gone, he would say, تَرَكْتُ الْخَلْقَ تُرًّا فِي حَوَاقَ وَأَيْتَمْتُ الْأَيَالَ لِكَيْ أَرَاقَ وَلَوْ كَتَّأَنِي بِالْحُبِّ إِرْبَى لَمَا مَالَ الْفُؤَادُ إِلَى سِوَاقَ. Aba Abdullah would chant, Ya Allah, I have left everything of this world. Yani, I have left the comfort of this world. I have left Medina. I have left the comfort of my house. And I am making my children orphan. But Ya Allah, if these people will come to me and chop me into pieces, my heart will not divert to anyone until I'm certain that you are pleased with me, Allah. Ma'arifah of Allah. So therefore, Ahlul Bayt to us, they are kalima. We are not saying Ahlul Bayt are Allah, na'udhu billah, but they indicate to Allah. Antum adillahu ilallah. You are signals to Allah. Now come with me. Let's work on this ayah. Not to take much time. An'am 150. They came to Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, salawatullahi wa salam. That's Imam Ja'far. Kalima in this ayah, which is the focus of tonight, is it referring to good word, or is it referring to wujud, existence of a personality that indicates Allah? Imam Ja'far, clear. He said no, it refers to existence of a personality. And they ask Imam Ja'far, what personality is this ayah referring to? He says it's referring to Qa'im Ali. So my point is, the ayah, one of the greatest manifestation of kalima in this ayah is Imam. It's like the other ayah, we know, وَنُرِيدُ أَن نَمُنَّ عَلَى الَّذِينَ اسْتُضْعِفُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَنَجْعَلَهُمْ أَئِمَّةً. It's referring to Imam. Now let's go to the last part. Relationship between the movement of Imam Husayn and that of Imam Husayn. I see we don't have sense of agency when it comes to Imam. As I always mention, is Imam waiting for us or we are waiting for him? Allah, Imam is waiting for us. Why would Allah keep him? For what? When there is a lot of massacre in the world. Because mu'mineen are not ready. Hearts are rusted. We claim to be holier than thou sometimes. But our spirituality is lacking. I'm going to take you through 3 relationships we have. And you realize that the movement of Abu Abdullah, or rather the movement of Imam al-Zaman, is a replica of that of Abu Abdullah. Number 1, relationship is haqiqah. The reality of the movement of Abu Abdullah is the same reality of the movement of Imam. They don't differ in the essence of their movements. And I'm going to give you examples. Because if you want to understand a movement, you need to understand the cause of it. And the main aim and the main objective in it. You remember very well, we analyze 2 forms of movement. We have reactionary movement, we have actual movement. Reaction is not to react to something. So Abu Abdullah never reacted. His movement was well studied and well executed. It did not happen haphazardly. That Abu Abdullah just na'udhu billah, jumped and went out. His movement is movement fi'li and not infi'ali. That is the movement of Abu Abdullah. And why? Because of 2 reasons. And I want you to pay attention to these 2 reasons. Why his movement was not haphazardly. Just you react. And you know, if you look at our situations as Shias, sometimes we wait for something to happen and then we react. We don't have pre-plans. You wait, somebody attack, everybody descend. We need to plan. Abu Abdullah, Rasulullah lamented for his departure before the birth of Abu Abdullah. All prophets of Allah lamented for the Masa'ib of Abu Abdullah. Abu Abdullah. Number 1 reason as to why we say the movement of Abu Abdullah was not reactionary, it was not haphazard. Because if you look at it, on the eve of Ashura, Abu Abdullah Husayn, as you know, he switched off the light or the candle. And he addressed his companions. And he said to them, there's never been Ahlul Bayt who are like my Ahlul Bayt. And there's never been a companion like my companions. Because you know very well, companions of Prophet, when they were going to Badr, they knew they would come back. Companions of Imam Ali, when they were going to Jamal, Nahrawan, Siffin, they knew they would come back. The only companions who knew they would not come back and they insisted going were the companions. That's Yaqeen. The level of the Yaqeen, certainty of the companions of Abu Abdullah was unbelievable. Do we have Yaqeen in our Salat? Do we have Yaqeen in our Du'as? Allah recited on Du'a. When you make Du'a, do you have that certainty? That indeed Allah, or you think, without my effort, I will not make it. Those companions reach highest level of Yaqeen. Hence, Abu Abdullah said, you are the best of all companions. But my point is here. But my companions, I am the target and you are not the target. This is the way you can all go. If it was just to react and haphazard, well, Abu Abdullah was not going to show them the way to go. But I don't want to go that route. When he told them to go, one would say, Allah, if you give me this life 100 times, I would be proud to give it back to the son of Muhammad. Isn't it? Yaqeen. Yaqeen. We need to worship Allah until we reach levels of Yaqeen. وَعْبُدُ رَبَّكَ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَكَ الْيَقِينُ, Quran said. Keep worshiping. Keep waking up for namaz shab. Keep reciting Quran. Be in wudu at all time until certainty comes to you. Because yaqeen is not a joke. But I promise you, mu'minin and mu'minat and myself, if you reach the levels of yaqeen, you and worry in your life is over. You may be in troubles, but you will not be worried because you know God is there. These were the companions of Allah. And number two reason as to why we said it's not a reactionary movement. Because Abu Abdullah movement was not military movement. It was not askari. It was not military. It was ruhi, spiritual and civilization. Abu Abdullah went out to build civilization, which is based on taqwa and the ma'arifah of Allah. Hence, he would call them, do you want to participate in my blood? Why? Muharram, how many times Abu Abdullah called him? Even on the 7th of Ashur. La tusharik fi dami. Don't participate in shedding my blood. Because it was not military. Abu Abdullah didn't carry weapons to go there and attack. So that is why we said it's actual, it's not a reaction. That is the reality of the movement of Husayn. He went to reform in whatever way possible to him. But they waged a war. Listen to the Imam. Look at the riwayah. لو لم يبقى من الدنيا إلا يوما واحد لطول الله ذلك اليوم حتى يخرج رجل من أهل بيتي يملأ الأرض كستا وعدلا كما ما ملئت ظلما وجورا. Allah. He said, Wallah, if it will remain only one day for Qiyamah to happen, Allah will prolong that day so that a man from my family will reappear. To do what? To fill in the world with justice. Not to fill in the world with weapons. Not to fill in the world with attacks. Not to fill in the world with animosity. To fill in the world with justice. Imam Zaman is not coming to chop people and attack people, like the way some of the ulama make us to believe him. He is coming to establish social justice. Do you want to be part? Allah, you better start looking after your soul from now. Wallahi. You know, Wallace also mentioned, I told you the other night, there are some true lovers of Imam Zaman, they are not yet born. Some are not even yet Muslims. They will be born and join. Some will become Muslims there and there because of their sincerity, they will join. You think you'll be Muslim for long? Allah Rabbana la tuzigh qulubana ba'da idh hadaytana wa hab lana min ladunka rahmah innaka antal wahhab. So the first thing, the reality of the two movements are the same. Well taught of, well studied. That's two. The aim of Abu Abdullah's movement and the aim of Imam Zaman is the same. And like the aim of all the prophets of Allah. Surah Al-Hadid, verse 25. لَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا رُسُلَنَا بِالْبَيِّنَاتِ وَأَنزَلْنَا مَعَهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْمِيزَانَ لِيَقُومَ النَّاسُ بِالْقِسْطِ. Look at this line, please, for a minute. I will not take much time tonight. Look at this line. Allah said, أَرْسَلْنَا رُسُلَنَا بِالْبَيِّنَاتِ. We sent our prophets or our messengers with clear proofs. And with that clear proof, مَعَهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْمِيزَانَ. We also send them the book and the balance. To do what? So that people will establish justice. So that Sheikh Nur, Barakat uncle, Haji uncle will establish justice. That's why prophets came. Why did Abu Abdullah went out? For us to establish justice. That's the hadith. They show us the way. We have to pick it from there and establish justice. And it begins with our communities. It begins in our homes and at our workplaces and with the people that we interact with, whether Muslims or non-Muslims. All prophets came for justice. But as they said, there are two components of justice. which Abba Abdullah established in Karbala, and Imam al-Zaman will also require that. The first one is what? Economical justice. You remember we spoke about the Amr bil Maruf and Nahy anil Munkar of economics? This is Quran. Allah said, وَلَا تُؤْتُوا السُّفَهَاءَ أَمْوَالَكُمُ الَّتِي جَعَلَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ فِيهَا قِيَامًا جَعَلَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ قِيَامًا. Said, don't give your wealth to fools. That wealth which Allah has given you to prepare for the government of the divine leadership. Wealth. Imam al-Zaman required mu'mineen who are wealthy. Not wealthy people who hardly come for salah. You ask them why, they said, I'm donating to the mosque. Imam al-Zaman doesn't want that. And I help them to build the mosque. You pray your salah, your heart is crucial. Imam al-Zaman. And Imam Husayn had them. Why did Imam Husayn bought the land himself in Ninawa? He bought it. Isn't it? Or did he go begging? He bought it. Imam al-Zaman requires that. So we need mu'mineen. Business people who are real mu'mineen. Who do not miss their ibadah and salah. Who when they donate to the community, they don't care even if their names are mentioned or not. It's okay you mention them to praise people. But wallah, ikhlas is lacking sometimes within our community. I cry for this. People when they donate and mistakenly, I'm not saying don't mention names, that's how you encourage them. But when you mistakenly miss out their names, are you donating to that person or are you donating to Allah? Ikhlas. So when I talk of economics being a requirement in the government of Imam al-Zaman, like the way it was in the government of Imam Husayn, we need rich people or wealthy people who are sincere. Who when they go out with either Husayn or whatever, they donate for the sake of Allah to expose the world to the true message of Ahlul Bayt. إِنَّمَا نُطْعِمُكُمْ لِوَجْهِ اللَّهِ لَا نُرِيدُ مِنْكُمْ جَزَاءً وَلَا Ahlul Bayt. They said, don't even thank me. I don't care. Allah will thank me. Jaza'an wala shukura. I don't require neither. You know, this is higher level. Wallah, Brother Ali Rajani Stanley doesn't mention some of your names. You will say this guy, but no, what's the problem? But mu'mineen, they don't require that. And the last component of that justice is what? It's rule of law. Kanun. That's why the ayah said, Siddiqan wa adla. Kanun. So according to us, the kanun is what? Do's and don'ts of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In your life, you have to follow based on your capability. So therefore, Imam and our beloved Imam Husayn, when it comes to hadaf, the hadaf is one, is to ensure that we establish social justice. And if you truly want to prepare for Imam al-Zaman, better from now start establishing social justice wherever you are. Don't allow wrong to happen in your presence and you shut up. It begins there. And don't cheat your wives and your husbands. It begins there. And don't discriminate between your children. It begins there. And don't cheat your employer because it's non-Muslims. It begins there. And don't hide tax because blah, 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 blah. It begins there. Wallah, it's a social justice. No, people, no, kafir. Wallah, you will meet Allah on the day of Qiyamah. Social justice is with everyone, irrespective of their religion. Irrespective of the NHS, you rig, you do that. Problem, brother, here. You're not sick, you take medicine. What? Why? It begins with the lovers and followers of Allah. And the last one, which is the main part, Qaeda. Rasulullah, through verse of Quran, had exceptional followers around him. Exceptional followers. So there's never been a prophet. And except that around him, his close friends, were exceptional. Another ayah mentioned, أَمْ أَحْسِبْتُمْ أَنْ تَدْخُلُوا الْجَنَّةَ وَلَمَّا يَأْتِكُمْ مَثَلُ الَّذِينَ خَلَوْا مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ مَسَّتْهُمُ الْبَأْسَاءُ وَالضَّرَّاءُ وَزُلْزِلُوا حَتَّى يَقُولَ الرَّسُولُ وَالَّذِينَ مَعَهُ مَتَى نَصْرُ اللَّهِ أَلَا إِنَّ نَصْرَ اللَّهِ قَرِيبٌ. You want to enter Jannah? When the examples of the lives of those who came before you has not been recited to you. Allah said some we were to recite it to them to understand that there was a time when Allah shook Prophet and their companions until all of them started saying, when will be the victory of Allah? But my point is, Rasul had few harmful exceptions. Imam Husayn had few harmful exceptional 70. Every night we used to have many people here. More than 72. And because of them, Abu Abdullah became victorious. Imam Zaman will need exceptional followers. Are you ready? He will not just need people who just talk with their tongue and it doesn't conform with their action. Only you recite the dua, Allahumma kulli walika, you go out differently. Then I will tell you what we need to do to try to get closer to Him. He will require exceptional, like the way 72 stood alongside. And interesting is what? You see, when Imam Hussein began in Medina, he didn't have all the 72 in Medina. Isn't it? It was slowly, Christians even joined. And they all came together to be. What is sad, those who prayed behind Prophet for many years, they were willing to talk the lip of Muslim. So long time prayers is not a guarantee. Huh? But if you look after it, it can take you to the next level. Who chased Imam Ali away from Medina? So to speak, they did not create a comfort zone for him, so he had to leave. Were they not those who met Prophet? You think you pray longer than anyone? People saw Prophet with revelation. اللهم عرفني نفسك إنك إن لم تعرفني نفسك لم أعرف نبيك ورسولك اللهم عرفني رسولك فإنك إن لم تعرفني رسولك لم نعرف حجتك اللهم عرفني حجتك فإنك إن لم تعرفني حجتك قد ضللت أنت اللهم لا تمتني ميتة جاهلية. Dua during Gaibatul Kubra of Imam. Some scholars said this dua was taught by Imam. Al-Muhim. Ya Allah, introduce me to yourself. I don't know you. Imam is making dua. Because if you do not introduce me to yourself, I will not know your prophet. Said, Ya Allah, introduce me to your prophet. Because if you don't introduce me to your prophet, I will not know your hujjah. Ya Allah, introduce me to your hujjah. Because if you don't introduce me to your hujjah, I will go astray. We need to unlock the door of Allah to teach us Prophet and Imam. What do we do? At least to become general lovers and followers of Imam. General. Because to get to that cabinet, it's not going to be easy. 313 is not going to be easy. You know, it's like we have Prime Minister. She has a cabinet secretary. These are the 313. Close. We can be in the thousands. Those who love him, the other millions that Riwaya mentioned. But 313, bro, it's not going to be easy. 313. I believe if 313 are around, Imam would come. Maybe the number is not adding up. What is the first thing we do? Safa'ul qalb. We need purity of the heart. Wallah. You see, I always tell people, you sit alone quietly, switch off the light. Take a long breath and ask yourself, do I hate someone in my heart? Do I call someone enemy? If you find it that way, then you are not on the right track. Purity of the heart towards people. Imam al-Zaman, he will not come to you, even though every day you say Allahumma sallallahu, you hug each other, but you hate each other. He will leave you and go somewhere, I promise you. All of us, Allahumma kulli walika, together every day, and we wish each other's downfall, and you want to be in the camp of Imam al-Zaman? No way. It will not happen. Is there anybody in this community that you hate, you don't want to see his or her face? It begins there. Safa'ul qalb. ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم. It's in the Quran. Ya Allah, do not leave a drop of hatred of a mu'min in our hearts. This reminds me of the munajat of Imam Zainal Abidin. You know, Imam Zainal Abidin has a very beautiful munajat which pierces the heart of the lover of Allah. Imam said, Ya Allah, I ask forgiveness on behalf of anyone who someone talks ill of him in my presence and I said nothing about it. Imam would say, but Imam is teaching us. He said, Ya Allah, I ask for forgiveness on behalf of that person, that when someone begin to say wrong things about him, I get quiet. Allah, forgive that person. And he said, Ya Allah, I ask forgiveness on behalf of that person who, when he came to me asking for something, and I couldn't find a good word to tell him. So that's number one. Love for one another. If you truly want to be close to Him. Two, at-tahara min al-dhunub. We have to purify ourselves from sins. I ask you, who doesn't know what he's doing is wrong today? When we say remember, we just reminding people, really, we are not saying something extraordinary, we're just reminding people. Who doesn't know this thing that I'm doing is wrong? It's a reminder. Wallahi, if a person come and asking me music is haram or halal, you know it's haram. I know you want me to say something else. That's it. You come ask me, no, hijab, without hijab, can I go to Jannah? You just want me to say something. But you know. To backbite, you know it's haram. To gossip, embarrass, you know. Nobody will come and tell, I don't know. So therefore, at-tahara min al-dhunub, when I purify myself from sins, then I will slowly get closer to the Imam of my time. So let's try more. Meaning, wallah, it's not far-fetched. We can try. Keep trying. You will fall, you will rise, but let's all try. And then number three, tasawwurul Imam. You see, when you travel, you leave your family. Do you think about them? You imagine them sometimes. You miss them. Because through imagination you miss. Allah, when last did you miss Imam Zaman? It doesn't come by chance. It comes with your iman. When last did you miss Imam Zaman? Even in Ramadan, when we say, Allahumma inna nashku ilayka faqda nabiyyina wa ghaibata waliyina. Ramadan, we make dua, Allah, we complain to you. The missing of our prophets and the occultation of our Imam. Do you miss it? So the third one is to imagine. Imagine if Imam Zaman is alive. How would things be? Keep imagining. And to learn that, go to Ziyarat Ali Yasin. It gives you, sort of a pattern of how to imagine Imam Zaman. Where it says, Assalamu alayka hina taqumu, hina tarka, wa hina tasjud. But you have to listen. I know myself included. We miss our families more than we miss Imam. And number 4. Try if you can. Include Imam al-Zamani in whatever you do. You know what does it mean? When you want to start a business, say, Allah, portion of this business. I'm not talking of homes now. This is different body. Allah, this business belongs to Imam. Whatever comes, I'll take this percentage, I'll do charity, I'll do for Imam. Everything connected. I always tell people, today we have who is Husayn, which is successful. Who is Imam Mahdi? Don't you think the world need to know Imam Muslim? Because you see, Mahdism is about hope. How many people are dying from hopelessness today in the world? You see, Mahdism is coming back of Jesus Christ, isn't it? It's about hope. Wallah, you read about Imam Zaman. It's about giving people hope. Don't worry. They cheated you. They troubled you. You couldn't have your way. Mahdi will come. You will have your way. So somebody put Imam in things. Said, Ya Allah, I'm going to embark on this business. I'm giving it to Imam. Because Imam is alive. And the last but not least, do you feel the pain of Imam Zaman? You know what is his pain? Allah, when he sees children are butchered in Syria, he cries. When you see buildings are attacked, innocent people losing their lives, do you feel that pain? That is the pain of Imam. When you commit a sin, you know the pain that you inflict on Imam. You feel that pain? Isn't it the Shia is someone who is happy when they are happy and is sad when they are sad? Allah, children of Palestine and Syria, you know how Imam Zaman cry in Yemen? Or you live in your comfort zone, relaxed. Mu'minin were attacked just a few nights ago after Majlis. You folded around to the book. That's the pain. So let's, inshallah, try to be proactive when it comes to the affairs of Imams. And I promise you, if you can start reading about Imam Zaman, you will discover so many things about him. And life will be more meaningful to you. And you will enjoy the life. And who mourn tonight than Imam Zaman? Who remembers Zainab tonight than Imam Zaman? Who remember Bibi Sakina tonight than Imam Zaman? Allah, Sahibu Azar is Imam Zaman, isn't it? As we narrated, the last thing they did to the body of Abu Abdullah. After stealing the belongings from his body, isn't it? That person chopped off the finger and he removed the ring. Then they trampled on the body of Abu Abdullah. After trampling on the body of Abu Abdullah, they burnt the tent of Abu. Question: how did they sleep in that night without tent? Because they left them alone in that darkness of the night. There was no light in Karbala. And Karbala was very hot. And the roofs of their camps were removed. They slept in that darkness of the night. And they left the bodies of Shuhada uncovered. Narration says in the morning, meaning the morning of the 11th, they washed their people and buried them. Enemies, they washed all their people and buried them. But did they wash the companions of Abdullah and bury them? They left them alone. Instead, what they did, they put all of them on camel. But you know the camel of Imam Husayn al-Abid, they said he was put on a camel without saddles. Somebody said no. Imam Husayn al-Abidin, they made him to walk from Karbala to Kufa. and chains around the neck of Imam Husayn al-Abidin alayhi salam. But what disturbs a lot is what? They brought Sayyida Zainab next to the body of Aba Abdullah. That was the moment when Sayyida Zainab placed her hand under the body of Aba Abdullah and she called out, Allahumma Rabbana takabbal minna hazal qurban. But you know what happened in Kufa? They paraded them in Kufa when they arrived in Kufa. And they were beating drums on the street of Kufa. Babies were not used to people looking at them, but people paraded on the street of Kufa and they were chanting the praises of Banu Umayyah until they reached the palace of Banu Umayyah in Kufa. Let me leave you with this line. Huli by then already brought the heads, and the head of Aba Abdullah, they placed it on a golden plate. And then Ibn Ziyad now took a stick and he began to poke the lip of Aba Abdullah. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. وسيعلم الذين ظلموا آل محمد أي منقلب ينقلبون والعاقبة للمتقين. Raise up your hands, mu'minin and mu'minat. Let's make dua, inshallah. We ask Allah tabarak wa ta'ala to accept our azadari, inshallah. Where we made mistakes, we ask Allah to amend those mistakes on our behalf. Where we managed to do it the right way, we ask Allah to accept it and put them on our scales, inshallah. Our marhumin, we ask Allah to forgive them and grant them Jannat al-Firdaus. Those who were with us last year and this year are not with us, wherever they are in their life of barzakh, may Allah forgive them and grant them Jannat al-Firdaus. We ask Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, we those who are still in this dunya, may Allah forgive us our sins and our shortcomings. May Allah make us worthy of the true lovers of Ahl al-Bayt alayhim as-salam. May Allah make us worthy of being His true slaves and servants, inshallah. Allah, we know we try. We are faced with a lot of temptations. Allah, inspire us to overcome those temptations, inshallah. That's Allah, brothers and sisters who are sick, young and old, our sons and daughters who are not feeling well. Whatever the sickness might be, we ask Allah to cure them with His cure, inshallah. And those of us who are somehow feeling well, we ask Allah to continue to shower us with the blessings and the mercy of health, inshallah. Those of us who are students here studying, we ask Allah ta'ala to make you prosper in your studies, inshallah. Those of you are running your own business through the barakat of the Masa'ib of Aba Abdullah, may you see a lot of success in your businesses, inshallah. And those who are struggling with their livelihood, we ask Allah ta'ala to make it easier for them, inshallah. And Ya Allah, we ask you to expedite the reappearance of the Imam of our time. Ya Allah, expedite the reappearance of the Imam of our time. And may Allah increase us in His ma'rifah and taqwa, inshallah. May Allah hold our hands to take us close to Him, inshallah. And inshallah, before we go to Ma'atam, I also want to take this opportunity to first and foremost thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving me the opportunity to be with our beloved brothers and sisters here in Leicester, Imam Husayn Mosque, in these first 12 nights of the holy month of Muharram. First, to thank Allah, and secondly, to thank the management committee, especially Brother Ali Abbas Rajan, who invited me 3-4 years ago when I'd come to UK to give majlis, and he wanted me to come for a night here, but I couldn't make it. Back and forth, he tried, we couldn't, and then he said, let him book you when is your next availability. And Alhamdulillah, Allah gave us the chance. After 3 years, we managed to come here. And of course, to thank you all, the membership of this community, for giving me the hearing, because if you look at the lives of Ahl al-Bayt, we had Imam like Imam Hassan Askari, had no people to listen to him. So I found it as an opportunity, wallah, for even 3 people to sit and listen to him. Because Imam Hassan Askari, he was on parole. They never allowed him for people to sit like this to listen to him. He would go out and would give sign languages, because he used to report. who are we to have this opportunity? So I thank you, brothers and sisters, for giving me the opportunity, and sincerely ask for apology if in whatever way, either directly or indirectly, offended any one of you, because if there is something that will make it difficult for all of us, will be if people are not happy with one another. So find a place in your heart to forgive me in whatever way, because we are human beings. We interact, we meet after majlis. You never know whether you will offend someone. Forgive me, but from my side, I will say Alhamdulillah, I've enjoyed my stay in Leicester. I thank you all for giving me the opportunity, and thank, of course, my host, brother Arif, and his family for giving me this opportunity. And I pray to you, inshallah, that Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala continue to bless you with his blessings, inshallah, and continue to inspire you as community to do more for the message of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ya Husayn, Ya Husayn, Ya Husayn.